What is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? Good morning to you. It's Phil, and as you can see, it's still this ridiculous amount of can't see anything snow globe, which is ridiculous. Oh, I have to pedal kick because I waited too long. I can barely even see the game if I am controlling it in the first person. Just absolutely ridiculous that Madden would have something that functions like this. So I do apologize for that in a large way. Pretty upset by it, to be honest with you. So here's what we're going to do. We are still going to super sim. There's no real way we can get around it. We're going to do it at normal speed, and we're going to do it, we're just going to watch the game happen like old school. We're just going to watch and have to use our eyes. But we got to get it done. So here we go. There we go. A 10-yard pass from Josh Palmer. So we're going to watch it happen like this. We'll react to anything important that happens. Again, do appreciate you being on. Thanks so much to all my subscribers. I'm very apologetic for this. I'm very upset. But even like this shot, like there are players on the field. You just can't see them. It's ridiculous as the Bills continue their opening drive down the field, and there's the sack. That would be the record breaker. And on fourth down, they'll actually throw it away, a turnover on downs, and the Browns are going to get the football back here to start the game. There you go, Shedeur Sanders to Isaiah Bond, and Daquan Jones gets hurt on the play. So anyway, appreciate you being on. Hope you're having a good Saturday, a good weekend. Fun to watch the beginning of the college football playoffs last night. As soon as we know the Miami or Texas A&M opponent for the Buckeyes, of course, we'll be simming that one later this week in preparation for that as well. We'll also have the the Steelers game, the Browns sim, and hopefully the weather will be better for that one because this is just absolutely ridiculous. Again, I appreciate everybody joining me. I very apologize for this. Maybe this is the thing that gets me off my butt to get into the how to mod the game, which I'm on some Discord servers about. There's a whole big Madden modding community, and we've strived to try to make things as the first touchdown of the game goes to the Buffalo Bills, and they're into the end zone there. Browns are going to take over. About 40 seconds left here in the first quarter. Down 7-0 here on a very snowy day. It's not supposed to snow at all tomorrow, actually. Again, if you didn't hear me talk about it earlier, we've got some family friends who are big Bills fans, so we're going to go up with them tomorrow. They were like, hey, let's go up together. So we're actually going to be in the stadium tomorrow and watch it. I'll get to see Shedeur in person, so I'm looking forward to that. So we'll be up there tomorrow. If anybody else is going to be at the game, be at the stadium. I think 138, as they said, where our tickets are, kind of like behind the Browns bench, is where we'll be tomorrow. So if you're going to the game, we'll wave at each other, or we'll try a meet and greet at a bathroom or something. I don't know. That sounded weird. Maybe we shouldn't do that. 14-0 again as the Bills are on the board. No, I don't expect any crazy shenanigans tomorrow. That Bears game sort of showed me what I needed to, which is that the Browns, I think, at this point have kind of quit, and Stefanski's fate has been sealed, whether he wants it to or not, whether there were assurances at the beginning of the year that he would be safe. I have been a big Stefanski supporter from the beginning, and I don't know. I don't see a way that he continues to keep his job. I really don't. And again, I like him, and I think he has been victim of a bad roster construction, specifically on offense these last 2 years, the offensive line, and the wide receiver rooms in particular. So I don't know if Andrew Berry gets a free pass, or I don't know if the combination of Quinshon and Schlesinger and Mason Graham and Fannin is enough to buy him another draft. In some ways, I would make him stay and be the GM because they've got all this financial ridiculousness from the Watson deal that I feel like perhaps he should have to be the one that gets himself out of the mess when they're going to have $150 million in cap space based on players who aren't even on the team, or one of them being your third string quarterback who you don't want to have to ever see the field again. So, but we'll see. Again, I think the biggest thing in the offseason will be, has Shedeur done enough to earn a year as the starter, in which case they go ahead and try to surround him with a better O-line and better weapons. or do they just hit the reset button? In which case, I think we've been clear on this channel that you got to trade Shedeur. I don't think he is good as a backup. Nice 25-yard pass there to Harold Fannin. So we'll see. Browns a little 2-minute drive here, about a minute to go in the first half, down 17-0, and Shedeur will throw it away on a 4th down, and Bojorquez will punt it into the end zone for a touchback in this one. No, for sure, Mason. He has not drafted a quality receiver yet. He's also not taken anybody earlier than the 3rd round yet. So if he takes a Carnell Tate or a Jordan Tyson or a Mekhi Lemon, is he all of a sudden a great GM? I don't know. But yeah, if you're graded on your ability to draft quarterbacks, the quarterbacks that he has obtained for this team are Deshaun Watson and Dylan Gabriel, and I don't find that a particularly positive resume for a general manager. But that's just me. 25-yarder there to Josh Palmer. Remember, the former Charger came over, kind of wide receiver number 3. It's interesting as I was putting this Bills roster together to make it realistic for today, for this game that you're not getting to watch. They've kind of brought in some old vets. They brought Jordan Poyer back. They brought Gabe Davis back. They brought Brandon Cooks in. Like they really seem like a team that feels like this is the year, and especially now, they're not going to have to probably go through the Baltimore Ravens. They're definitely not going to have to go through the Bengals, and they're definitely not going to have to go through the Chiefs. So feels like they're certainly in the catbird seat. Maybe a collision course coming with Denver, who's had just to keep winning. They just keep winning over there. Oh no, Joel Batonio hurt on the play. That's no fun. And on 4th down, they'll go backwards. That sounds about right. So, I mean, yeah, it could be, Mason. You're not wrong. And by the way, welcome in Mason, welcome in Jim, welcome in Alex. Again, sorry that we're having to do it this way, guys. Again, this just hurts my soul to watch this happen as the Buffalo Bills continue to pile on here. 27-0 now, nearing the end of quarter number 3. But yeah, the fact that Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski even had jobs coming into this year, again, to me, tells me that they have been absolved of the Watson sin, however much they were or weren't involved in it. And Josh Allen uses his legs for a touchdown. That's pretty accurate. 34-0 now. Bills in beatdown mode here in Cleveland. Mercifully, a quarter left or so. Poor Quinshawn, man. Wish that he had some functional offensive linemen in front of him. That's the rest. That's the other thing about it. It's so hard to make an accurate evaluation of Shedeur, of Quinshawn, even of Dylan Gabriel, because of how bad the offensive line and wide receiver rooms were. How can you make a real judgment on anybody? We've certainly seen some flashes. There's a 29-yarder to Corley. We've seen some flashes. We've seen the arm talent from Shedeur. Again, you could very easily say, hey, we're going to give him all of 26. We're going to get him as many weapons and better O-line as we can. Our defense gets a little bit older, but should be okay. Maybe we get JOK back. Plug in an extra piece or two here. But for the most part, your starters are intact. And give the kid the whole year. And yeah, if you win 3 or 4 games again, guess what? Higher and better quarterbacks in the 2027 draft. We've talked about that ad nauseum at this point, and we'll continue to do so. And again, maybe I just haven't watched enough Indiana football. Fernando Mendoza does not appear to be the savior of the franchise to me. And Dante Moore doesn't even have to come out. He hasn't even declared yet. Ty Simpson looked okay last night, but again, he's had 12 starts in college. Like, do you give the kid the keys to the franchise and move on from Shedeur, as we've talked about? You can't keep 2 young quarterbacks. Maybe you keep Dylan as your backup or whatever. But so that's why I think I'm still on that plan until otherwise said is, hey, give Shedeur a whole offseason in a playbook, in a scheme, in the weight room, in the simulators, whatever. With his receiver, the whole, hey, they met in California over the, like, all of those kinds of things. You can see Shedeur being all over those kinds of things. And yeah, maybe that's the case too, Mason. Maybe somebody will fall in love with one of those guys enough and you can get yourself another first rounder or 2 for 27. I would be okay with that too. Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense to me, Mason. Perfect sense to me. For sure. Mercifully, we got about 4 minutes left. The Browns do get on the board, much like last week. They avoid the shutout with an Andre Schmidt, who cares, field goal. Hey, another sack for Myles Garrett. Mitch Wisnowski, veteran punter. 2 minutes to go here. Shedeur throws that one away in the beautiful weather we're having here. Another 27-yarder to Malachi Corley. Corley, I think, has got something. Another 27-yarder to Malachi Corley. I think Corley's got a little something to him. I think we've seen there's 22 yards to Bond right on cue. I would say I think we've seen something from Bond that he can stay around. Jerry Jeudy, again, I think you owe him $22 million next year, so I doubt they're going to make him go away. But I'd rather have him be like wide receiver 3 or 4 than wide receiver 1. Browns do get a touchdown with about 27 seconds left. And this is the end of it here. All right. Mercifully, this one comes to an end. The snow globe of 2025. And again, the weather looks really nice tomorrow in Cleveland. It's going to be like 36 and not precipitating. No, they're all bad. They're all bad. They're all bad. They're all bad. They're going to have to pay David Njoku like $26 million next year, and he doesn't have a contract. So they're either going to have to restructure and bring him back again, or you're going to have to cut bait. I think they said there's $46 million in dead cap space for offensive linemen that don't have contracts, like Bitonio and Conklin and Teller and Posick. So, no, it's all bad. That's why I would say it's almost more of a punishment to make Andrew Berry live with the mess and have to get out of it himself. So, all right, guys, appreciate you being on. Browns lose 41-10. That feels about right. Let's take a look here. The Bills have everything to play for. The Browns have nothing to play for at this point. Josh Allen in the Snow Globe game today. You couldn't see any of it, but he was 26 of 40 for 278, 3 touchdowns in this one for arguably the best quarterback in the NFL right now. 16 carries, 35 yards. Actually would be a huge win for the Browns because their running defense has kind of gone down the toilet since the Malik Collins injury. And James Cook has had a monster year. Josh Allen himself, 2 carries, 7 yards, and that touchdown as well. Josh Palmer was the big target today. Again, picking on our nickel, who I think is, I don't know, Davis Webb or something like that. D'Angelo Ross, 14 for 165 and 3 touchdowns for today for Palmer. 5 for Keon Coleman, 2 for Kincaid, 2 for Ray Davis. How about Khalil Shakir? Just 1 catch for 6 yards, and James Cook 1 catch for 5 yards. It's not going to help me in my fantasy playoffs. That's for sure. All right, solo tackles today. The leader in the tackles, rather, is their middle linebacker, Terrell Bernard. 7 for Tre'Davious White and Daquan Jones, including 3 TFLs. Sacks today, they had 2.5 from Joey Bosa. 2 for Daquan Jones, 1.5 for Greg Rousseau, and halves for Deion Walker and Larry Ogunjobi. Like I said, they've signed a lot of vets here this season. 2 picks today, and they were both by the free safety Cole Bishop. For your Browns, we know that Shedeur had 2 picks. He was 20 of 44 for 258, 45% completions, and 2 interceptions in this game. Quinshawn, 8 carries for 8 yards and a touchdown. How does the game know? Just how does it know that this is where we're at? Shedeur had 4 scrambles for 17 yards in this game. Fannin, 6 for 58. Corley, 5 for 80 and a drop. Bond, 4 for 60. Jeudy, 4 for 53. Quinshawn, 1 for 7. How about that? 0 pancakes today for the offensive line. Not a shocker in any capacity. Devin Bush, 12 tackles, 10 for Tyson Campbell. Again, still no Denzel Ward. He'll be out tomorrow as well. 9 for Jenkins, 9 for Delpit in this one. Sacks today, we saw 3 from Myles Garrett. Hey, maybe we'll actually get to keep the result of a sim and get him some sacks here. No turnovers, of course, for Josh Allen in this one. And mercifully, it comes to an end, 41-10. Mason, I don't know. I don't know who would sign up for this. This is a mess of a situation. It's a mess of a culture. It's a mess of a higher front office. It's just a mess all over the place. But so I don't know. I really don't know who would want to come and sign up for that in this particular case. Guys, I appreciate you joining me for a few minutes this morning. Again, I'm deeply apologetic that the game is being so stupid. And I mean, I've attempted to start it 15 times because the internet says you can keep restarting it and maybe you'll get something different. But for whatever reason, Madden had decided that it was going to be a snowy beyond belief on a December 21st game in Cleveland, Ohio. So I do appreciate you being on. Again, thanks so much to all my subscribers. Enjoy the college football today. Again, we'll have a Buckeyes and a Browns Sims coming up later this week. I'll probably try to get both of those done before Christmas. I don't want to do any simming on the Christmas holiday per se. So we'll try to get both of those done before Christmas. We'll, of course, continue to keep doing our mock drafts as well. And, yeah, we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll throw in a Cavs sim. Something's got to get those guys out of their own heads, man. They are at 500 or something right now and dwindling towards irrelevancy. And the whole we're going to just be okay and then turn on in the playoffs. You got to at least get to the playoffs before you before you go with that strategy. So we'll see what's going on. Again, no Mobley, no Mitchell last night. Garland has over 30, and they still lose to a 10-15 Bulls team. So anyway, yes, happy Saturday indeed, Jim. This teacher is on Christmas break now, so I got a couple weeks to kind of recharge my batteries and get in on it. Maybe we'll do drop in Blue Jackets sim or something along those lines as well, just to kind of keep it fun, keep it fresh here. But yeah, at this point on Nagy on Sportsland, we're just excited to get this silly season over with so that we can have some fun in trying to fix this Browns team a few pieces at a time, and then we'll get really excited about how it looks, and then it won't ever happen in real life because that's our lot in life, it feels like at this point. So guys, appreciate you again. I'll check in with you certainly before the Christmas holiday. Happy Hanukkah, which you're in the middle of if you celebrate, and we'll check in a little bit. So take care of yourselves. Enjoy the football today, and I guess go Bills today because they won. Again, if you're in Cleveland tomorrow, and you're on the Discord channel, feel free to message me, and we'll see if we can connect somewhere for a soda pop, a clinky of Pepsi glasses or something. But otherwise, take care of yourselves, and as always, go Browns.